We might be about to witness the biggest wealth transfer in history, and barely anyone's talking about it. Pokemon, the biggest IP on the planet, is quietly stepping into crypto. If they pull this off, we could see millions of normies being onboarded to crypto overnight, and the early movers could print life-changing money. Make sure to keep watching because you do not want to miss this one.
What is up, guys? How are we doing today? My name is Doobie, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics. It's Pokemon and how it's going to start the next crypto bull run. Alright, pretty big claim here. So we're going to go through the rumors, we're going to go through the facts, see if the rumors are true, and then I'm going to tell you what I think the catalyst could be, and I also want to give you some price predictions. Alright, so let's get into it. The rumors. Cute little Pikachu right there. So Twitter is buzzing with Pokemon news. Alright, you got Crypto Beast here saying that Pokemon is reportedly looking to launch its own cryptocurrency on the Sui blockchain with NFTs integrated. Look at that, 600,000 views, yeah? Alex Becker, everyone knows him, mentions Pokemon, boom, 300,000 views. You almost got 1 million views right there just from these two tweets. Alright, people are popping off, and the rumors were so crazy, right, that the Sui token surged by 62%. You can see in the last 30 days, it's been up 75%, and to date, it's up 233%. That is crazy, right? Just from these Pokemon rumors. So, you know, are the rumors true? Like, is Sui just going crazy for no reason? Let's have a look. So I dug a little deeper, and I found that in 2014, Pokemon actually filed for a patent that lets them create digital cards as NFTs that can be traded on crypto. And you can see here, you got like a little kind of diagram, it looks like, and yeah, these rumors have definitely been validated. This is a pretty good thread. I'll link it in the description below if you want to read it. Very detailed explanation of the patent and what it could be. And so this is essentially how the rumors kind of started. But the Pokemon Home app essentially mentioned Parasol Technologies, which is Miston Labs' development arm. And you know, just a quick little search myself. If you search up Parasol Technologies, comes up here, Miston Labs, right? You click Miston Labs, and boom, first thing is this Twitter account. You open it up, and what does it say? We're the original contributors to Sui Network and Walrus Protocol, alright? I want you to remember that, because they're mentioned in the Pokemon Home app, in the privacy policy, and they're connected to Sui Network. And these guys and these guys, I hope I edited that out. And these guys specialize in Sui Network, okay, and building infrastructure and tools. So why are they mentioned in the Pokemon Go privacy policy? It doesn't really make any sense, except it does. A recent update from the Miston Labs team. I wanted to kind of show you guys this because it's quite, you know, on the nose. Let's have a look.
Hey everybody, this is Adine. We're working on something absolutely massive, and we believe it's going to really shift momentum in crypto. Remember when we said we want to work on projects that bring in millions, if not hundreds of millions of users to the Sui ecosystem? Well, we're doing just that. One of the things we did recently is acquire a company called Parasol. They've been working with some of the top IP producers in the gaming industry. Remember the scenario where, you know, you're younger and you were looking forward to receiving a massive booster pack of cards and hoping to get the ultra rare edition of a card? Well, imagine recreating that experience on chain with Sui. That's exactly what Parasol solves. So amazing games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, you name it, being possible directly on chain with Sui. Parasol's working with a number of partners to bring that to the home in the hands of users. Very excited about this transformation.
And my internet is shit, but you get the gist, alright? The little, what is he, the CEO? The little CEO of Miston Labs just mentioned Pokemon and how they've just acquired the Parasol Technologies company, which was mentioned in the privacy policy of the Pokemon Home app, alright? And he says that they're connected to IPs that can bring millions of users into crypto, alright? What is he referring to? He mentioned Pokemon, he mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, he's literally saying it on the nose, right? Like, I don't know if the rumors are just rumors anymore. Like, this kind of is fact in my eyes. The actual guy behind Miston Labs is literally saying it is. So why is this a big deal? Why am I really excited about this? Well, let's take a nostalgic look back at the NFT bull run madness. All right, late 2020 to early 2022, Beeple sold an art piece, which was an NFT, for $69 million at a Christie's auction, and this essentially made NFTs mainstream and kickstarted the NFT bull run. NFT sales surged to $17 billion in 2021, which is up 200x, right? People flip JPEGs for 10 to 100x profits on a daily basis. I was there. It was crazy. I didn't flip my JPEGs for 10 to 100x. I round tripped my bag down to negative $100,000+. So don't look at me. I wasn't the guy that did that. But I heard a lot of my friends and a lot of people I knew did make a lot of money off of this. Since then, NFTs have crashed over 90%. And I think this sums up why quite well. The concept of play to earn has been promoted as a fix to the speculative flaws of play to earn. However, without recognizable brands or higher user trust, it remained abstract. The situation changes when major intellectual properties like Pokémon begin to experiment with Web3 networks such as Sui. Official Pokemon NFTs issued on chain could establish a new benchmark for digital ownership. Gamers would be able to buy, sell, and stake characters or items with on-chain proof of authenticity. Unlike Web2 games, where assets are locked without closed ecosystems, Web3 allows users to truly own and transfer their digital assets. And so they give an example of this Guild of Guardians, which made $20 million in peer-to-peer NFT sales, and a global franchise like Pokemon would have a significantly greater economic effect. So this move would really legitimize Web3 games and NFTs, especially towards the traditional players and IP holders. So it's huge, right? And, you know, a quick little ChatGPT search told me that Pokemon is the biggest IP in the world, okay? $100 billion in estimated revenue, okay? Insane. You got Hello Kitty, Mickey Mouse, think of all of these other brands here. If Pokemon gets into crypto and they make a killing, all these guys are going to follow suit. It makes no sense not to. And this is the opportunity that is upon us right now. If just 1% of Pokemon's fan base participated, which is what, 4.8 million users, it would increase Sui Network's activity by 3 times. Currently it's at 1.6 million, and that's at a high. Down here, look at that, 500k, like boom. That's insane, all right? 4.8 million would be ridiculous for Sui Chain. And so I did some price predictions. I kind of just based it off of daily active users on Sui Chain and basically adoption by percentage on Pokemon. And so my bearish case was, and this is considering that Pokemon does integrate into Sui and everything goes well, if just 1% of Pokemon fans join Sui Chain, that's huge. I think Sui could pump to $8.4, which is about a $28 billion market cap. Okay. But if 2% joined, Sui pumps to 15.6, $52.9 billion market cap. 3%. This is my bull case. It's huge. It's $25. Like, that is crazy. From 3.7, that's literally a 5, 6, 7x almost. It's around 6.5, 7x. Quick maths. And that's assuming that like Pokemon fans are going crazy, they're loving it, and maybe even a little bit of other IPs are starting to catch on as well. You know, you got Hello Kitty, Toy Story, all these other big Disney brands. Oh man, if Disney joined, that would be crazy. Now, this is my Gigabull, what do I call it? Gigabull price prediction, and this is assuming Pokemon leads the charge and all the other IP players join. You know, Parasol has Yu-Gi-Oh alongside them. They have a lot of other big IP players. If they all somehow kind of manage to join Sui Chain, that's massive. Sui would really start to legitimize itself as the retail chain. And, you know, I want to mention, like, $83 billion sounds like a lot, but Solana is the current retail chain, and it's sitting at around $100 billion. And it doesn't have any of these big IP players. So, you know, all of a sudden, $83 billion for these big IP players like Pokemon sounds like a pretty good bargain, right? Now, my Gigabull, 5% adoption, $40, man. $40. It's a 10x from where it is right now. It puts it at $135 billion market cap. This actually overtakes Solana now. And I think this actually does legitimize it as the retail chain. Because if 5% adoption from Pokemon's user base, if 480 million come in, like, dude, that is no longer a 3x, man. That's like a 15x in volume on the chain. And 15x in volume on the chain overtakes Solana. I think Solana's at like 7 to 10 mil daily active users. So anyway, that's been the video. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Genuinely, I am, because this is just kind of my opinion that I gathered through doing a bit of research on Pokemon, and I'm curious to hear, like, are you guys as bullish as I am, or maybe like you're not? Should I buy some more Sui? Are you gonna buy more Sui? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like these kinds of videos and you want to support me, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.